I never imagined silence could feel so deafening until the moment she slid that crimson envelope across the dinner table. It was Christmas Day, fairy lights glowing, eggnog warming our glasses, carols humming softly in the background. Her mother raised a toast, her brother laughed, and Stephanie, my wife, smiled in a way that showed her teeth but not her heart. She pushed the envelope toward me as though it were a simple holiday card. I tore it open. Divorce papers. No build-up, no argument, no slow unraveling of affection, just this. Then, as if it were rehearsed, her entire family broke into applause. Applause, as though they'd orchestrated a surprise party rather than a betrayal. I didn't flinch. My eyes moved from her to them, then down to the papers. I smiled. Stephanie leaned in close and whispered, "Merry Christmas." I leaned back, calm, deliberate, and whispered, "You should open your gift." She froze, caught off guard. She hadn't expected me to bring anything. She was wrong. We had met a decade earlier, college sweethearts. She had this sharp, magnetic laugh, a pull that drew people in. I was the quiet, calculating type. A law student with a life planned like architectural blueprints. She made me believe in warmth, in the idea of family, of a home. So, I built one for us. I bought a house in the suburbs, expanded my practice, supported her through grad school, and kept up the Sunday brunches with her parents. I even endured her arrogant brother Darren, who never liked me, mostly because I wasn't one of his worshippers. On the surface, we looked flawless. For a time, I believed we were. Until the details began to shift. A lock screen password on her phone. Nights out with the girls that stretched too long. Conversations that died the moment I walked into the room. Darren suddenly over-friendly. Too friendly. I wasn't paranoid. I'm a lawyer. I don't run on suspicion. I run on evidence. So I followed the trail. Bank accounts with strange charges. Hotel bills. Receipts for gifts. A credit card I hadn't known existed. Then I brought in a private investigator. The photographs told the truth. Her and Darren. Intimately. Undeniably. I didn't rage. I calculated. Anger would have been wasteful. A distraction. Instead, I played the long game. I built a case. Quietly documented every transaction, every message, every proof of her affair with her own brother-in-law. In this state, infidelity and marital misconduct still carry weight. Legal weight. While she thought life went on as usual, I rewrote my will, shifted assets into a trust under her radar, transferred ownership of our home to my sister, and slipped financial documents under her pen disguised as routine tax forms. She signed without a glance. She always trusted me. She still did. And so I waited. For this day. Back to Christmas. The applause faded. All eyes turned to me, anticipating drama. Instead, I simply nodded, slid the divorce papers into my coat pocket, and motioned toward the small silver box waiting beneath the tree with her name on it. She hesitated, every eye on her. She lifted it, shook it lightly, forcing a smile, unwrapped the ribbon, opened the lid, and froze. Her face drained of color. Her fingers trembled as she pulled out the photographs. Her and Darren. Hotel invoices. Bank transfers. And beneath them, a flash drive. She knew exactly what it contained. GPS tracking, surveillance footage, emails she thought erased forever. Unshakable evidence. The kind that stands in court. Her mother gasped. Her father coughed on his drink. I rose slowly, adjusting my tie. I assumed you'd prefer I didn't unwrap your little gift in front of everyone, I said evenly. But I wanted you to open mine. Stephanie faltered, her voice catching. Why, you can't. I can. I cut in sharper now. And I will. I shifted my gaze toward her parents. Did either of you know your daughter's been sleeping with her sister's husband for the last 8 months? That she's been draining our joint account to fund their hotel rendezvous? The room froze. Darren finally spoke, fumbling. Look, man, let's just. I shut him down instantly. You should probably call an attorney. Those trips you took? You use company money. That's embezzlement. And in case you're wondering, your boss already has the evidence. Gasps rippled around the table. I turned back to Stephanie, my voice steady. Tomorrow I'll be filing on grounds of adultery. And I have more than enough proof. Her hands shook. You wouldn't. I will. I replied. You shoved divorce papers in my face on Christmas Day, in front of your family, while they clapped. I swept my eyes across the room. The celebration had curdled. No one was smiling now. I continued, slow and deliberate. You don't own the house anymore. Check the deed. And you also signed away your share of my firm's assets. Remember those tax forms you never bothered to read? That was your signature. Her mother stared wide-eyed as I added, she'll need somewhere to stay. Maybe with you. Once the court grants me full control and a clean break. Stephanie crumpled onto the couch, shaking, silent, defeated. I walked to the door, slipped on my coat, and glanced back one final time. Merry Christmas. The winter air stung as I stepped outside. I slid into my car, shut the door, and sat for a moment just breathing. Not angry. Not grieving. Free. For years, I'd played the loyal husband, the steady one. But the truth is, I've always been better as the storm people don't see coming. And when you hand a man like me divorce papers on Christmas Day, you'd better pray he hasn't brought a gift of his own. I had. Wrapped tight, tied with a bow, and filled with truth.